That's me.
What's up, guys? So in today's video I'm going to be doing a story time that I've been wanting to do for almost 2 years now. So basically it was my first ever time visiting LA. I've visited LA before, but it was my first time ever by myself, and this happened March, almost 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years in like 3 months. I literally have been waiting 2 years to film this video because when this happened, all I kept thinking was, I'm gonna film a story time, I'm gonna film a story time. I don't care if it's in 1 year, 2 years. I wanted to make it literally immediately after this whole entire night happened, but it would just pinpoint people's names too perfectly if I would have done it right after it happened. Basically, there's this Twitter account, you probably know them, Messy Monday. At the time, they were reporting on what happened this night so many times, and it kept being brought up that if I ever made a story time about it, like, you would know who the heck this was about. So basically, if you want to find out how our Uber driver almost kidnapped us, stole money from us, our friend's nose like basically got broken, their tooth got punched out, then just like
Keep on watching this video.
So let me tell you guys who is involved in this story time. 3 girls, 2 guys. The 3 girls were me, Bianca to my side over here, hello, and then Alina. So we are going to name these 2 guys Eric and Peter. So Eric is the younger one, and then Peter is the older one. So basically a little backstory on this story. Eric had flown into LA that night, and everyone was very, very nervous. They didn't know how the night was going to go on because prior to this, him flying in, Eric and Peter had some issues. So we were just like, you know, what is his night gonna bring us? So basically, because it was Eric's first night back, we all wanted to go out, and we went to this like mansion party in the hills, and I had already been there. Me and Alina went the night prior, and then they were having another party, and so we went back. So he basically flies in, and we have to rush to get ready and all that stuff, and yeah, so we're basically on our way to the party. Like I said, it's in the hills, which is a really far drive up. Like, if you've ever been to a party in the hills, you're going up and you're turning and you're going up and you keep going up and you keep going up, and you're like, oh, we ever made it to the freaking house or what? So basically the house was so far up into the hills that the Uber driver had to drop us off literally a half a mile from the house, and we had to like walk up to like go basically to the house. Half a mile. Half a freaking mile, okay? So basically we get into the house and everything like that, and the whole entire night, like, us 3 girls were keeping an eye on Peter and Eric because they were both drinking, and when both of those specific people drink, things get very, very, very out of hand. Something always goes down when both of these people drink, and so the fact that they were mad at each other and they were both drinking, we were just literally nervous the whole entire night. Peter was way too drunk. When Peter drinks and drinks and drinks and drinks. So we kept asking Peter to leave because, you know, this was a nicer party. It was very embarrassing that he kept trying to make a scene, like he was being very, very loud, stumbling everywhere. Like, it was just a very embarrassing thing, so we just kept telling him, like, go. So we thought that he left, and literally 45 minutes later we see him like pop up again, and the house was basically, you know, up the hill, and then there was stairs, and then to get to the house you had to go down these very, very long stairs, and then like the house was like basically there, you know? So he's stumbling down the stairs, we see him, so eventually we're just like, we need to leave. So I call the Uber, and we're waiting for the Uber, and we're trying to get Peter to come with us. He's like, no, I don't want to go with you guys. I don't want to freaking go with you guys. Like, just literally giving us such a hard time. So basically, the Uber is here, and we have to walk half a mile to go to our Uber. We get to our Uber, and Peter will just not get in the car. Like, it's just being so difficult to get into the car. And on top of that, like, we had to lap it. Like, we didn't think he was going to come, so I didn't call, like, an XL or anything like that. We finally get him in the car, and we are driving down this hill, and I thought, you know, we were good. We were good at this point. I didn't think anything was going to happen. I thought we were going to go home and whatever, that was going to be the night. So basically, when Peter gets drunk, he basically goes into this different dimension in his head where he hears voices, and he thinks all these things. It's very terrifying, and like, it's to the point where like you're kind of scared for your life. Like, when he gets drunk, we typically lock ourselves in the bedroom because we are scared. So basically, it was Bianca in the front seat, Peter, then we have Eric with Alina on top of Eric's lap because we had a lap, and then me on the side. And Peter is basically just like, my mom says that I have to go home. I just like, he's talking to himself and he's just twitching. He's twitching and he's like, I have to go home. My mom's calling me. My mom's calling me. My mom's telling me that I need to go home right now. What, Mom? Like, talking to himself. And basically, he's like, I need to get out of the car right now. My mom said I need to get out of the car right now. I need to get out of the car right now. I need to get out of the car right now. Tells the Uber driver, like, we're like, no, just like, let him be, like, he's whatever. And he's like, you know, I can't really be driving, like, if he's gonna freak out, like, I need to let him out or something. Peter's like, let me out of the car. I'll give you $100 if you let me out of the car. Whips out his wallet and goes, here. So the Uber driver takes the money and pulls to the side of the road, and we don't want him to get out. So Eric is pulling him in because we're like, get in there. So Eric is pulling him, and Peter's going like this. Well, what he does is he Alina in the face. So Eric, a switch turned on in his head or whatever, and Peter's, might I tell you, Peter went like that, was like, oh, and ran out the car. And let me just tell you, the party was over, and so a bunch of cars were coming down this hill that we were on. Like a bunch of cars are speeding by. And so guess what? Eric jumps out the car to beat the shit out of Peter. So Eric literally jumps out on the side that I'm in. Like, we're trying to pull him in because cars are coming. Like, he is about to get hit by a car if he even steps a little bit further to the road. Like, if he does not push his body up against the car, like, homeboy is gonna be kerplat on the ground. So basically, they're out the car. I get out the car. The Uber driver's just kind of like, the fuck is going on? And I'm just like, just wait. Yeah, this was like basically the night that made my Uber rating go down from a 5. So I basically ran out the car to go like stop them, to be like, what the fuck is going on? And Bianca and Alina stayed in the car because she was sobbing, you know, like he literally just elbowed her in the face, you know? So I ran out of the car, and eventually somehow Peter gets on the ground and Eric is on top of him, beating him, like beating his face in over and over and over. So Peter is like fighting back, punches Eric in the face, and he starts bleeding, and then Eric is going ham on Peter's face, breaks his tooth, there's blood everywhere, punches his nose is bleeding. So basically, as Eric is punching Peter, Peter like spits on Eric. There's literally blood all over his shirt. Eric was wearing these necklaces that I guess meant a lot to him, and Peter grabbed onto him and was like, I'm gonna pull them, and he's like, don't you fucking pull them or I'm literally gonna just basically kill you, you know? Peter pulls his necklaces, throws it, like the chain breaks and all that stuff, and so this is when Eric is starting to go like ham on his face. While I'm dealing with this, I look over and why the Uber gone? Like, the Uber was called on my account, but like, I'm not in the car. Like, why did the Uber leave us? With Bianca and Alina in the car. So I'm like crying at this point because Alina just got punched in the face. I'm like, what the hell is going on, you know? And I get a call from Alina, and she's sobbing and she goes, the Uber will not let us out of the car. Like, the Uber's like going, like they're in the car and the Uber's like not gonna pull over. And so I'm panicking like, oh my god, like my friends just got beat up. Like, I've never been to LA before. This is my first like LA experience, you know, like actual LA experience. My friends are getting kidnapped right now, and like I don't even know how freaking far they are. Like, I barely had any service. So the only like logical thing that I could have thought of was cancel the Uber in hopes that they were just gonna drop them off. And so I canceled the Uber, and the Uber kicked them both out the car, and I just see them walking down this long hill while Eric and Peter are fighting. At this point, they get up and they're like chasing each other, like at this point. So basically, after all this arguing and all that stuff happens, we kind of come to the agreement that me, Alina, and Eric are gonna leave, and Bianca is gonna stay behind with Peter. We go in an Uber, and then they go in an Uber, and we just go at separate times. And yeah, I basically woke up the next morning, and Peter came out of his room with a like half tooth and dried blood like all on his face, and then Eric woke up with the shirt that had the blood all over it. So that is basically the story. It was horrible. I've literally waited so long to tell this story. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys want more story times, because I do have a lot more LA story times from like a while ago. Don't forget to click the subscribe button if you guys are new to my channel so you can join our little family. Also, do not forget to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat so you guys can see what I'm doing when I'm not posting videos. But yeah, I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.
Been living this lavish, yes, I've been had it. I'm a real princess, these bitches is catfish.